gonna be working on a little something, but before I do anything, I need to clean this desk. For whatever reason, I figured I'd bring you guys along for the ride. Maybe it's like some sort of accountability, but here's a little time-lapse magic so you don't have to see the whole thing. Yeah, it's been honestly getting a little crazy over here. I've been working on a lot of customs like the past few weeks, and they've been coming out so beautifully, and I made a new YouTube channel, so I wanted to show you guys a little bit of the process of how I make my customs. So here we are, all clean, and let's get into it. So basically, I have this little guy in here who was sculpted on and baked, and he's just begging for a makeover. And I have like an extra one of these squirrels. I ripped its tail off, oops, but I was thinking if I put them together, it would probably look like a Maine Coon, right? Well, first things first, I gotta get this clay off. So let's clean this clay off and give him a good scrub. So it was at about this point that I realized this clay is not going to come off super easily. So I started trying to find literally anything in my house. Here's me using a clean flosser, just in case you guys, I don't know, just in case. I wanted to say it's clean. To try to get the clay out of the crevices of his mouth. I did get a lot off of his ears, and I gave him a wash under super hot water, and it just still was just being super stubborn. I hadn't realized that this clay was literally baked on until I started recording the voiceover and was like, oh, maybe that's why it's so hard to come off. So I tried filing it down and pretty much everything else, but I did end up getting it off. So after tons of elbow grease, it really started to be kind of annoying, but I did see that he was under there still, and here he is, all clean. And now I was just trying to figure out what exactly to do next. I knew I wanted to add this tail, but I wasn't sure if I should file him down some more or just get right into it. But I figured I was going to use resin for this, so moving on to part 2. So when using resin, you really should use gloves and a mask. I didn't use a mask, disclaimer, but you really should because uncured resin is like super toxic, but I did use gloves, so that's what matters, I guess. Here I am. He kind of looks like he's getting some naughty pictures taken of him in these shots, but here I am curing his tail, his new tail, to his body with resin, and there we are. So cute. Before getting into painting, I took a brief intermission with my boyfriend and we walked in the snowstorm to a coffee shop for some snacks. So I figured I'd show you guys some cute clips of that. I kept falling. Like, my boots are not built for the winter, but we got some snacks and it was very pretty out. And to keep me from falling, he was keeping a tight grip on me, which was so cute. But here we are the next morning and I'm gonna do some painting. So I'm trying to decide what color I want to make him. I know I want him to be a Maine Coon, but I don't know. I think instead of doing a white dry brush, I'm going to go in with a gray because I just feel like it's going to make my life easier. I mean, he's already kind of like a light color, so I might as well go in with the color I think his base coat is going to be. But yeah, I saw this dry brushing technique first on a TikTok by Banana King Customs, and their customs are honestly so amazing. But that's where I saw this technique. It works so well to give the paint something to stick to, and yeah. Honestly, from now until the base has a good couple of coats on it, this is like such like a trust the process kind of era because it looks really messy and it looks like it's gonna come out not so great, but honestly, like, you just have to trust the process, really. The dry brush is not meant to be like cute or, you know, exactly what you want it to look like. It's just meant to give the paint something to stick to later on. So I wouldn't worry too much about what it looks like if you're trying this at home. Just like a really thin layer, like thin, dry strokes. You don't want it to like poke through or like leave streaks because you want it to be kind of like smooth. I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, basically trust the process. So here I am coming in with layers 2 and then layer 3, brushing up the body. Now this paint is way more watered down than the original paint was because this I actually want to be like smoother. I'm trying to be more mindful of how it looks on it. I'm doing like a mixture of like straight strokes in the direction that I want the fur to be going and a mixture of circular brushes to get like a smooth finish like this. This is 3 to 4 coats now. You could do more than this, but I'm not going to because I'm just going to go right in with the color. So these are the colors I ended up deciding on. Since I do want it to look like a Maine Coon, I think I'm going to do the points kind of like a lighter, like antique white color and do some like darker colors near the ears and do some stripes. Starting out with this white color first, I just want to go in on the mouth and under the eyes. I decided to put some on the paws and like a little chest fluff, and I really do like the way this looks. I do end up adding like a little stripe in the hair as well, just to give it like a little bit of like something. Up to this point, I wasn't sure if I was gonna paint this more in my style or in the iconic like Hasbro Littlest Pet Shop style. But I did end up deciding on going full like LPS style and not doing a whole lot of shading, keeping the colors pretty blocked in and even, and I ended up doing Hasbro eyes as well, which I thought come out really good. You'll see that at the end. So here I am going in with this like darker mixed up like brown black color for like the ears, and I add more stripes and above the white on the paws, and he is looking absolutely gorgeous. He'll definitely be in some sort of skit or something in the future. And a little fashion show turnaround for you guys. I love him. I was gonna try to sell him, but here's him after his first spray of sealant, and I go in with a little bit. I know I wasn't gonna do a whole lot of shading, but I wanted to take a little bit of this brown pastel and give just like a little something. Not anything too crazy. I did take a break for chips, and there's my cat, and here he is again after his second spray and first coat of white on the eyes. So I decided to go ahead and do the eyes off camera. I'm way too shaky to try to do them on lens, but that might change over time if I have a better setup. But here are the eyes, and basically I end this off by putting a coat of resin over both eyes and sealing, and don't mind me not wearing gloves and being stupid. So resin on both eyes, sealing, and then I put a little bit of resin on the nose as well, just to make everything super glossy and really like sealed in, and here we are. He is so gorgeous. Thank you guys all for watching this far, and I don't know, he might be listed for sale, but probably not. I love him too much. Bye!